What's going on, guys? Adam Snyder here, back with another video. This one, I want to talk about Shopify, specifically drop shipping on Shopify, and more specifically than that, I want to talk to you about what I learned when I got started in Shopify dropshipping. Okay, so this is going to be more of a beginner style video. So if you are more advanced and you have been consistently making money, maybe this video is not for you. So just skip it. Okay, so let's jump into my computer and I'm going to show you right now what I've learned doing drop shipping over the past few months. Okay, so let's jump into it. So before I get into it and get into what I wish I knew before starting Shopify drop shipping, I just want you to understand that the very first Shopify store that I created was back in like 2016, 2017. Okay, so it was a while ago, and I put that on the back burner. I came back to it, and I put it on the back burner again, and I came back to it again. And so I knew there was a way to make money, but I didn't know what I was doing wrong. So I want to show you right now the things that I wish I knew before starting Shopify dropshipping. Okay, so let's jump into it. The very first thing is there isn't just one way that works. Okay, so when I first got in, I was learning from a few different people. One, I took a course. It was like $249 or something like that, and this course absolutely sucked. Okay, it didn't teach me. It taught me how to create a site, which you can learn for free on YouTube. But what it didn't teach me is how do you get traffic to that site, which I already knew how to get it because being a marketer, doing stuff online. But that I paid $250 for a course that didn't teach that. So the first thing is that there's more than one way that works. Now let me explain this. So you can, there's a lot of people that teach you have to have a general store or you need to have a niche specific store. But which one, right? You're probably thinking, okay, so I'm going to do a store on dogs and just walking a dog on leashes or something like that. Okay, so I put up a store on leashes. Now, what I actually did is I did a store on wallets. Okay, I did a store, back 2016, 2017 on wallets, on men's wallets. And I thought, okay, men's wallets, that should be a good idea. Well, it completely bombed. It sucked. Okay, so then somebody else told me, no, you don't need a niche specific store. You need to have a general store. You need to put everything under the sun. You need to be like Amazon. So I did that, and that one completely sucked as well. And so then I went back to a niche specific store because that's what I knew. So I went back to that and I started to see a little bit of success. But I wasn't profitable. I wasn't making money. I was just seeing success. I was seeing some sales. So I just want you guys to understand that there are more ways than just one to create a Shopify store and make it profitable using dropshipping. Number two, the second thing I wish I knew when starting Shopify dropshipping is don't run Facebook or Instagram ads if you don't know what you're doing. So, like I said a little bit ago, is I knew what I'm doing with advertising and running ads and getting traffic. And so this is more for you guys as beginners, is don't do this. Okay, the mistake that I made is that I was making my ads very complex. I was doing ads, I was doing retargeting and all this stuff, and that's fine, that's great, that's what you should do. But the problem is, for a beginner that has no clue how to run ads, it makes it very difficult to put all the moving parts and the pieces together to retarget, create a custom audience, to retarget that custom audience, to then go ahead and retarget the audience or the people that went to the checkout page but never checked out, that became a lead. Maybe they put in their email address and won the discount, but they never bought anything. Okay, so you have to figure out all that stuff, and that's all part of Shopify and drop shipping and marketing. But this is all stuff that a lot of people don't teach you. They teach you how to put together a site, and that's great. And again, I'm not going to teach you how to put together a site because I think it's so simple, so easy. Shopify will walk you through it. There's so many videos here on YouTube that you can watch, and that do a very good job of showing you how to do it. So just know, okay. And one of the things I wish not for me, but I wish other people knew this and going in, is that if you don't have any traffic, you can have the best site in the world, the best products, the cheapest prices, all this stuff, okay? The greatest customer service. But if nobody ever sees your site, then it doesn't do you any good, okay? So that's where Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Instagram shout outs, all this stuff come into play, okay? So again, you need to know these things going in, that it's not as simple as many people think. Number three is to test, and test. So what do I mean by test? It is actually pretty simple. You should be testing everything. Everything from the layout of your site, the pricing structure. Maybe you're doing a free plus shipping offer. Maybe you're doing a free shipping, but you're doing a $10 product. Maybe you're doing a buy one get one free plus shipping, whatever. So okay, I'm not gonna get into all the different structures and all this stuff, but there's a lot of ways that you can make this work. And you need to test everything, okay? Test your pricing, test the pictures you use, test the font of your site, okay? Test not only the font but the colors. Test your back end stuff, your emails, your follow-ups. What are you doing? Where are you seeing people start to click off your site? If you are not getting anybody to your site, then it's all your advertising, your marketing, and all your efforts in the beginning that you need to test, because obviously they're not working. If you get thousands of people to your site, but nobody buys, it is either because of your product, it's because of your pricing, or there's a flaw on the site somewhere. Okay, and whatever it is that is kind of triggering people that, hey, I don't want that, I'm getting off. Okay, so because of that, you need to test everything. Okay, and until you start to do that, you're not going to be very successful, especially long term, with Shopify Dropshipping. So trust me when I say test, test, test. Okay, you're going to test all the traffic coming in. You're going to test it. You're going to see which one converts the best. You're going to see which one is converting over on Facebook to an actual visitor to the site. Maybe nobody buys, no big deal yet, but you need to figure out, okay, the ads that you're running are working. If they're not, that's where you need to make some adjustments. Okay, so and you're going to make a lot of adjustments along the entire process. Even if you have a site that's doing $1 million a month, you're still going to make adjustments. You have to test everything, because there's no site out there that is 100% optimized the best that it can be. Okay, next thing, Shopify dropshipping takes money to make money. So when I first got in, okay, and I was curious how this really worked. So when I first got into this course that I paid $250 for, that absolutely sucked, and no, I'm not going to tell you what course it was. I don't think he sells it anymore, or I hope he doesn't. But anyway, so it completely sucked. I don't want to badmouth the guy, because he does, he says he does pretty good. So anyway, but what was inside the site, not the site, the sales page of this course was, you can start making money for free. It doesn't cost any money. You can start making money on day one. You do not have to have a credit card. You don't have to have a budget. You don't have to have any money. Anybody can do it, absolutely free. And so I was thinking, okay, yeah, drop shipping is because you would sell the product first, and then you'd come and buy it, and then you'd ship it directly to the customer, and that's where their money would go. Is you take their money to pay for the product, and you get the difference. So I understand drop shipping. I've done it before on eBay. I did it just a little bit on Amazon, and so I've done it before. So that wasn't new to me. But what I wish I knew was, okay, and again, I'm going back to the more beginner mindset, not having 10 years of marketing experience under my belt, is okay, so I have up my site, and now how do I go and get people to buy? What do I do? There's obviously free methods out there, and there are free methods, but none that were taught in that course. So I just want you guys to understand, it takes money to make money. One, you get a 14-day free trial with Shopify. If you want to get a 14-day free trial, there's a link down in the description box below. Go get it. Again, 14 days. After the 14 days, they do charge you your fee, whatever it is, $30, or I don't remember exactly what it is for a month. It's not much, but if you're not making any sales or you have no money, it's quite a bit of money. Okay, $20, $25, $30, whatever it is, and it adds up month after month after month. And then you add in the cost of the apps that you use. Okay, so those aren't free. Some are, but not all of them are. The best ones that they use aren't free. Okay, they do cost so much a month, and you need them. Okay, I highly recommend them. But then again, you have up your site, you have all the apps, and everything's going fine, but you don't got any traffic. You got to pay for traffic. You got to either pay for shout outs, got to pay for running Facebook ads or Instagram ads, or maybe solo ads, or you're doing stuff over on Facebook or Facebook groups or YouTube, wherever. You got to get traffic. And in most cases, if you want to make a sale on day one, you have to pay for ads. So if somebody ever comes to you and says, hey, this is the best business that you can ever get into, simply because it takes no money to start, you can start for absolutely nothing, you can start for free. You can start for free, but you probably won't make any sales until you actually pay for advertising, okay? Which is I'm gonna get to in a second because that is a big deal, okay? So something else I wish I knew, honestly, I wish I knew this, because I thought that the product that I chose was just an incredible product. It was extremely undervalued. It was selling on Amazon for like four or five times what it was selling on AliExpress for. So I went to, got the pictures. I actually ordered one of the products, so I had an actual image that I could take myself, a quality image, not one of those that crap image that they take over in China, but a quality image. Plus, I uploaded a video on what it did, okay, what the product did. And again, this was the wallet, and so it never said if it had like if the wallet closed with a magnet. It never said what the material really was. Never said, and I couldn't really tell what the color was of this wallet. Okay, it looked like a black, but it was like an off black, had like designs on all the stuff. Anyway, the product is key. If you have the wrong product or you're promoting the wrong product, because let's just say, where is that? There, right here. There isn't just one way that works, okay? This kind of ties into that. Is let's say you have a general store, you have a bunch of office supplies, you have staplers and pens and paper and notepads, and you have rulers and all this office equipment. And let's say you're going to go and promote this stuff. You're not going to promote every single item you have on your store. You're going to pick a handful of items, usually like 1 to 5, and you're going to promote those products. And those are going to be the core products that people see. They're going to come to your store, and then they're going to start adding additional products into their cart, okay? But if you don't have the right product, okay, that's why product is key. So if you don't have the right product, the issue is going to be that people are never going to click over to your site because they don't want that crap that you're promoting to them. Okay, so choose the right product. Now this comes back to testing and testing and testing some more. If you don't test this, if you are just think, okay, this is the greatest product I've ever seen. I paid like 20 times that amount for that exact same product. Just because you were a sucker and paid a high dollar amount for something that was very inexpensive or very cheap doesn't mean everybody's gonna be, okay? So keep that in mind, because that was me. I was a sucker that paid so much more for that exact same product, and I thought, okay, so this is gonna sell because there's value there. No, it was just a cheap piece of crap product that was being sold on AliExpress, and when I actually got it, it was junk. It was junk, and I couldn't believe that exact same product was selling on Amazon for a lot more than what it was selling for on AliExpress. So this kind of goes back to that, the product is key. You are not the customer is the customer. Let's talk about that, because it's actually pretty simple. I thought because I would buy the product for $40, that anybody would buy the product for $40, but I'm not the ideal customer. The people in most cases, okay, this is just from what I've seen, but the majority of people that I target using Facebook ads. So I don't go after the people that are the families, the households that are making $100,000 plus, simply because they're probably not looking to shop for items on Facebook. Now, I'm not saying that's 100% true guarantee, but from what I have seen is those families, they're not looking to buy a free item and just cover shipping. They don't care about that. They'll just go to the store, if they're making $100,000, okay? Because that's how the majority of U.S. families, that's how they look at it. Now, people over in the United Kingdom, people in Australia, it's a little bit different. But here in the United States, up in Canada, that's what I'm seeing, okay? So just be aware of that. You need to figure out who your ideal customer is, because that will make a difference on what products you choose, how much you sell those products for, and what your pricing structure is. Now, this was big because the reason why I wish I knew this when I was starting my Shopify dropshipping store was because I thought, okay, I have so much experience. I've sold on eBay for years. Then I moved from eBay to Amazon FBA, and I've been selling on Amazon and just crushing it for years. Okay, so I thought I knew a lot about products, product choices, all that stuff, retail, e-commerce. But then I realized I'm not the ideal customer. So by me basing it off of what I would buy, absolutely sucked, because the products that I would promote, okay, I'd promote the right color, the right size, the right everything based on what I would actually buy myself. But then I realized I'm not the customer. I need to get myself out of my head. Okay, stop thinking about that. Okay, what I'm gonna pick is gonna be the almighty product. This is gonna be the king of all products, because that wasn't the way it worked. The way it worked was the products that I absolutely hated and just filled up my site, that were just junk products I just threw on my site and charged a ridiculous amount of money for. Those were the ones that did the best. And I that just completely blew my mind. Is why would somebody buy that? It's junk. And the only reason but I sold it, and they never returned it. And so that's when things really changed for me, because like I said, I've only been really getting into Shopify for the past like 2 to 3 months. But in this time, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot, not only about myself as a marketer, but as I learned a lot about myself as a potential customer for these products. Is that sometimes the products that you think are going to sell the least sell the most, and sometimes you think the products that you think are the absolute best never sell a single item. Okay, so think about that. All right, so number 7, the 7th thing that I wish I knew when starting my Shopify dropshipping store. Sales doesn't equal profit. Now, let me point out something, because you've probably seen it before. Okay, that you see somebody here on YouTube or on Facebook or Instagram, they put up this screenshot and show, oh, look at my phone, look at all my sales, and they have $100,000 in sales. Okay, just because they have $100,000 in sales does not mean they have $100,000 in profit. That is a huge difference, because let's say let's say half of that's going to advertising. So instead of 100,000, they're down to 50,000. Then let's say they still got to pay for the product. So let's say another half of that is going to the product. So they're down to 25,000. Then out of that 25,000, they have their returns. There's other expenses, and let's see what else do they have. Let's just say there's $10,000 right there. Okay, so let's say 5,000. 10,000 is a little bit much. They got returns. They got other expenses. Things I'm not adding in, and this doesn't include taxes. And so let's say 5,000. So $100,000 in sales comes out to $20,000 in profit. Now, don't say, hey, okay, anybody that's making $100,000 is only making $20,000 in profit. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, the sales does not always equal the profit, and in almost 100% of the cases, that's true, because the stuff that people are selling on Shopify, unless they're doing more like print on demand, they have other things. They have their cost of their apps, they have their cost of their running costs, their time, all this stuff that goes into. Maybe they hire an employee, maybe they outsource and use a VA to do all the transactions on AliExpress, whatever it is. There's so many costs involved that you don't need to look at, okay, I want to make $10,000. $10,000 in revenue. Well, $10,000 in revenue is not going to be $10,000 in profit. Okay, and that was one of the things I wish I knew. I knew it going in, that what the numbers everyone was showing was not the numbers that they'd actually get, that they're going to have $100,000 in their bank account at the end of the month. I knew that going in because I saw on Amazon FBA. And with Amazon FBA, you have Amazon fees, you have the cost of the product, you have shipping, you have other fees as well. Amazon kills you with fees, but at the same time, it's still profitable. It still can make you money. So one of the things I just want everyone else to know before they get into Shopify dropshipping is the sales numbers that you see, people holding up their phone, yay, I hit 100,000. That's great, but what if their advertising cost was $150,000 to get to 100,000? That absolutely sucks, right? Here's what you need to understand. Just because they overspend in advertising in the beginning, which almost 100% of people, they pay for advertising, they pay, let's say, $10,000 in advertising, they only make $5,000 in the first couple weeks. What you need to understand is now they have people that have been to their site, that if they have the Facebook pixel on their site, now they can retarget them on Facebook. They can retarget them with Instagram ads. Maybe they have a Google pixel or whatever it is, and they can now retarget people using Google ads. Maybe they ran a video or whatever it was over on YouTube, and now being that someone came to their site, they can go back and retarget those people on YouTube. There's so many things, there's so many options, opportunities out there for you, but you need to understand, okay, the whole thing. And this is why I hate showing numbers, is simply because the numbers that you see are not always the numbers that people earn. Okay, there's always advertising costs. There's always cost of transaction fees. There's always product costs. There's all this stuff, taxes, all this stuff that you don't see But that's where most people get you, is they show you the number. They see, hey, $100,000, $50,000. Oh, I just made $10,000 in one single night. And you're thinking, oh my God, this is ridiculous. They're a 15-year-old, 16-year-old kid, and they're making $10,000 a night. How can I do this? What am I doing wrong? But honestly, you're not doing anything wrong. All they are doing is kind of manipulating the system, showing you they did make this, but that wasn't all profit. The majority of that is actually being paid out. Okay, so think about that. So those are the things that I wish I knew before starting Shopify dropshipping. Those are the things that I, not only myself, but I want you guys that are just starting out, that are beginners, not even intermediates, not even maybe still thinking about jumping in. There are so many other things that you got to think about. Okay, and I don't want to push Shopify. I'm not saying that's a horrible business. It's an incredible business. It's made me quite a bit of money in the past few months, but there are other things that you got to consider. And I think so many people are on the wrong side of it, are thinking, okay, this is just an incredible business, everyone's making money. And that's not always the case. Sometimes people are making incredible amounts of sales, but the problem is they're not making any money yet. Okay, they're going to retarget people. They're going to send them an email. They're going to get back to them. They abandon their cart. So what are they going to do? They need to get back in front of them in somehow, some way. Maybe they offer them a discount. Maybe they offer them free shipping on whatever product it was. Whatever it is, you have to figure out a way to be a marketer when you're doing Shopify dropshipping. If you are not good at marketing, you're going to suck, absolutely suck at Shopify dropshipping. So if you have any questions, let me know what your questions are. I will help you out the best I can. Like I said, I'm no expert. Okay, I'm honestly no expert. I'm still experimenting with it. I like it. Do I love it? No, I don't. I think it can be time consuming, but at the same time, it is a great business. It is a great platform. I think anybody could do it, but not everybody will. Okay, anybody can get a sale, but not everybody's going to have a profitable sale. So if you have any questions, let me know. Hit that thumbs up button if you want more videos on Shopify and drop shipping in particular. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, subscribe today, and I'll see you guys on the next video.